All right, guys, we are live. It's time for our weekly Saturday backtesting session. And yes, I am trying to do this every single week from now on. Hopefully, we'll see. I'm not going to promise for sure, but I think it'd be cool too. And then just look at price action for the past week. We'll have unlimited time to just chill, talk, essentially look at whatever we want to, whatever trades. We don't have to feel rushed. We can just have fun on the charts and look around and observe, because that's how we get better, right? So with that in mind, let's go ahead and just start looking around. So I have all of the days of the week from this week. I already have some trades within here, but we're gonna expand on that. I'm sure there's more to look at. And then if we run out of trades on NQ, we could always, or run out of either trades or observations, we can go over to check out other assets. But right now, I think we got more to look at on NQ for this week. So first, let's just take a look at the higher time frame, just because I want to. This is interesting. So, right, we had this giant consolidation over here, and this was the draw on liquidity. Actually, I think I'll save doing a higher time frame analysis for like my own personal pre-market analysis. Let's just go to the lower time frames here. So yeah, we're gonna look for trades that we could have taken. So interesting, it looks in here like we ran up through all these highs here. This is interesting. We have a nice little consolidation here, and so there's consolidation, and as well we have 1 hour for value gap down here. One hour for value gap. And then what's this? A sweep. What the heck? Why is there a fly in here? Leave. What the? Never mind. I don't even know where it went. It's fine. We'll just keep the light on. It's fine. Okay. Back to what we were looking at. So, 1 hour for value gap, and I have a video coming out on this in the next day. I just need to make the thumbnail for it, but I'm gonna have a video on how to trade market maker models. So I think that's going to be an exciting video. So we'll see. But anyway, like I was saying, we sweep out the low. Yo, what up? How's it going? Cav 3. I'm trying to make this hopefully, like, ideally I'd like to make this a weekly thing, and I know like this is around the time when like people probably have time to maybe watch a backtesting stream if they want to. So I don't know, I think it just makes more sense all in all to just try and make a consistent, like, Saturday chill live stream. I think it'd be cool for those who are interested and want to watch. But I'm curious if this was a low that was significant. Trying to figure that out right now. That's the one thing I'm trying to figure out. I have an indicator that shows those FVG, much easier to spot, man. Oh yeah, I kind of do as well. My friend Jan made it, but yeah, he has this indicator. Definitely post in the Discord, bro. That's awesome. Yeah. But I like to just mark them out. I don't know. it's not that hard for me, and it allows me to think a little better. But I'm thinking this was a nice. I am covering flow state trades because I do think that they're pretty good. I mean, Jan's gotten $10,000 worth of payouts just using flow state, so it's pretty good way to trade, honestly. So 1 hour for value gap, and I can't tell if this was like a significant low or not, to be honest. But yeah, I trade liquidity, right? I trade liquidity. I don't trade. I like trade conceptually. I'm not tied to having to trade a specific way, right? So here's the 1 hour for value gap, and then boom, we have 5-minute change state delivery. And it's at this point that it's obvious, like, okay, we're probably going to go run to this consolidation. I've been pretty much only trading IPGs. I don't like typically like trade this exact like what you're looking at right now, but I typically trade IPGs, and I've gotten payouts. I've gotten 6 payouts, but right now I'm in like a little bit of a break-even phase, and I'm just trying to like get out of a little bit of a slump right now. But I have gotten payouts before, so I'm just trying to like, get unstuck right now. So yeah, I'm gonna mark this out. And what's cool is we can do standard deviations here. Oh, and once again. Oh yeah, I've gotten 6 payouts. Did I say 5? I've gotten 6. Apex. So like, I don't know. I'm semi-profitable, but right now I'm definitely in a little bit of a slump, and I'm just trying to get out of it. But you know what? For only like I've been trading. It's all work in progress. It's not meant to be done overnight. And I've been trading for, it's been almost 2 years coming now. So thanks, bro. That means a lot to me, actually, because I work so hard, man. But like, just imagine where I could be in another like few years, 2 to 3 years. It's exciting stuff if you just continue, keep persevering and keep going. So I like this though, yeah, I mean, this reality is it's hard, man. It's like if it was easy, everyone would do it. But I truly believe that, if you, I believe that we can do it. Like, I genuinely believe that. I think that, I mean, I've been in the markets long enough to know that, it's not random. So I'm not going to give up. But like I said, anyway, I want to log this trade real quick. So this is just from a liquidity standpoint. We had a 1 hour for value gap, 5-minute change state delivery. I can assume we're probably going to go run back to the highs here. So just from a liquidity point of view, I'd probably take profit here, actually. So there we go. And what's cool is this is something that like I keep noticing happens, but when you measure this out, well, a lot of time we will perfectly tap OTE. You see that? I've noticed this happen quite a bit. Oh yeah, it really does. So first I'm gonna log this as, what time was this at? This was Friday. Oh, guess what else about this trade? This was during the PM macro, 1310 to 1340. That's cool. Where did I put PM macro? And yes, I have like a ton of templates. I don't care. I have a ton. I still have all my funded accounts. I'm just trying not to lose them right now. But yeah, I have I think like 13 funded accounts. So I'm just trying to be smart about it because I've taken some losses recently, and I'm just like, I just gotta up my discipline and make sure I like. There's no way that it's possible that I lose the accounts. So I'm just trying to be smart about it. But anyway, I like this. PM macro. Let's go. Let's go. That's awesome, bro. I mean, not really, dude. Still work in progress right now. Like, I got room to go, to keep going, but let's go. That's awesome. Yeah, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. Oh, really? I just trade based off of like a fixed dollar amount, so I'll have to calculate the amount of micros that I have to buy. But yeah, I only trade in micros, not minis. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. Okay, so this was 13:15 Friday. 13:15 flow state, close, 1 hour 5 minute. Looking good. Let's go ahead and save that. And I also want to show out, I want to make another note here that, like, look at how we perfectly tapped OTE. Anytime I see something cool, I just like see an observation that I want to mark out. I don't mark it out as a trade, but I just show, like, look at this cool thing that I found, you know? Like, we perfectly tap OTE here. And I've noticed this happen quite a bit. Yup, I just don't do that. I don't do minis. Yeah, like, that's pretty cool. So OTE tap. Oh wait, let's re-screenshot it and let's just show that, like, let's just show how it. There we go. Let's redo the screenshot. OT tap. Okay. Let's go find a different trade. And I just rinse and repeat and do this over and over again with all, like, I only trade IPGs right now, or actually I will admit I'm pretty open to, if it's a good flow state that I've backtested, I'm open to taking it, but I mainly just take them versus value gaps. So so yeah, this inversion, I think we should talk about this, because I just think this one, I would be hesitant because it's just, one, the RR doesn't make sense. I don't know. Two, I just don't feel like it's ready to run liquidity. Now, I guess I'm saying that in hindsight, right? But, like, I don't know. It just doesn't look convincing enough to me. Like, I've seen better trades than that. So I would just try and, I'm then taking a mental note right now that, like, if I see this, I'm going to try not to take it, because it's just not convincing enough that we're going to run liquidity yet with this inversion. Like, mentally, I'm taking that note in my head. Maybe I should mark it out. Let's mark it out real quick. Okay. Micros don't make much money per account, but if you have 2, 3 accounts, that's a lot of money. Exactly. That's what most people don't understand is you can copy trade, and you don't need to do minis on one account. I mean, you literally like you're never going to be able to pass accounts if you do full minis. It's just like especially if you're doing Apex, like I don't like you're gonna blow accounts so fast. I don't understand the people that do it. Really. I've never understood it. IVG, not convincing enough. We are ready to run liquidity. All right, save that. Let's go ahead and look at more. So all through here, I was watching price action Friday morning, and all through here, I really just said price action just sucks. Like, I'm not going to take a trade in this because this, like, when you just look at this, you can just tell, like, especially in the morning, right? Right when the market opened in the morning, it was just like, I don't know. It was just, well, actually, no, it was right here. It's just like, price action is just not my favorite in these conditions, and so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna take a trade in here because this isn't my favorite. And like this all looked like consolidation. So did this. Like nothing looked super convincing until we actually got this, and I actually did take this. I liked this trade. This was the only thing that was convincing to me was this 5-minute inversion with SMT. Dude, me too, bro. Me too. Yeah, this is the only thing that was convincing to me on Friday in the morning when I was watching it was when we got this SMT and then we got this 5-minute inversion. Dude, let's go, bro. That's so great. So, this is the only thing that was convincing to me. And unfortunately, this was a break-even trade for me. I mean, not unfortunately, because, it was a good trade. But it did happen to be break-even, and it's just like, it could have hit TP. But yeah, I went break-even pretty quickly. I went break-even, probably had stopped, probably took it something like this. And I went break-even here. And, it's a kind of annoying because, that would have hit TP, but it's like, well, you just gotta keep going. And I think this wasn't a terrible idea because this is really where the consolidation ends. But maybe what I should have done is instead of break even, maybe I should have just done TP1 and TP2. I don't know. What do you think I should do in this situation? Because obviously I could take profit here, but that's the RR on that is terrible, right? It just doesn't make sense. To be honest, I think I did the right thing. It just sucks. I don't know. I think what I did was pretty reasonable. I mean, if you have your stop loss any tighter, I think that's just ridiculous. And I don't know. I prefer getting break evens over losses. So I don't really think this was a mistake. I think this was fine, but it's just hard. It's hard when you see your trade hit break even and you're like, okay, did I do something wrong? No, I haven't got on tilt in months. I'm pretty like, I'm at the point where I just treat it like it's a job. I'm like I treat it literally like a job, and then I go to my real work after, and yeah, I just say, okay, I'm gonna be on the charts from 9:50 to 11:10, or what time? 9:15 to 11:10, and this is my 2-hour trading window, and I'm gonna sit here and just execute my trade. So I will admit I really do think I'm at the point where I'm past that. I personally believe that, and you always have to be on your feet because that can always change. it can always change, right? If you're not careful, you can become emotional so fast. But it just gets to the point, like, I've been in this almost 2 years, like, it just gets old. Like, you just realize, like, if I just keep, like, in the long run, you realize if I keep reacting like this, like, I'm never going to be profitable. And you just get sick of it. Like, you realize there's nothing you can do besides execute and take something take something in line with your backtesting that is a good trade, and then once you do that, you don't care about the outcome. You don't care. You just move on. Yeah, it's hard though. I mean, anyone can be profitable. Not everyone will be profitable. So, I don't know, man. What do you think? What do you think the correct thing to do in this situation was? Because I took this trade, but it was break even, and it's like, is there a way I could have avoided this? Should I have just not gone break even? Because I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I think this was pretty good. The main thing I would say is, like, maybe I should have just... I would probably just say the only thing I'd say is maybe you just hold because of conviction, but I hate doing that. I'd much rather go break even. Tough, man. Tough to make the right decisions in all cases, but you know what? I'm trying my best. Oh, and we're also delivering from this very small fair value gap here, which is kind of cool. You can see that right there. So I'm going to journal this one. Unfortunately, I took this. Unfortunately, I took this, and it just happened to be break even. And, should I have not gone break even? I don't know. What do you mean? No break evens? No, you got to go break even sometimes. It's context. It's really context. Like, sometimes you really gotta, what is it called? Like, you really do have to go break even sometimes, but I think in this scenario, I probably shouldn't have gone break even. It's hard, though, because I'd rather go break even than not, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm going to screenshot this, go ahead and put it in the journal, and then I'll have the version of the trade that I actually took as well. So this was the trade that I, would have preferred to have taken it as. I would have preferred to take it like this. Oh, and then we'll also mark out that this was trendline liquidity here. It just depends on context. If it's like, it's basically you should go break even at the point where you know that there's no reason for price to come to back to break even. That is the exact time that you should go break even, and that just comes with experience. It's hard, but it just comes with experience. Yep, one trade a day. I agree. I mean, you could even take less than one trade a day. I just go off of quality right now. Like, I'm just taking quality over quantity. So, yeah, if I was to adjust this trade, I think that this is what I would do is I would just say, you know what? Don't go break even on this one. Hold because of conviction with the LRLR here. You just got to take the risk. And maybe you go break even like here, maybe. But, yep, you got to be able to handle losses. So, anyway, this is the way that I would have liked to have taken it. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. 1035 IFEG 5 minute. And then I'm just gonna put ideal execution. So you can see I just screenshotted this. I follow my, yeah, it's all you can do. It's all you can do is just follow your strat. So yeah, this is the way I should have executed it. I shouldn't have gone break even. So anyway, yeah, ideal execution. We updated that. So let's go ahead and look for our next trade. So that's how I would have changed it, is I wouldn't go break even here, because with SMT, I mean, hitting at least 1R is fair game. Going break even too soon, you should just accept the risk on that trade, that kind of a trade. So let's go. Most people cannot last like a week, so to be able to say that is pretty cool. So we have a 5-minute breaker here. And it's a good breaker because we sweep out the high with SMT. So we get SMT at the high. And then 5-minute breaker, so we align 5-minute with the 30-second. And then check this out. 1.4 profit factor. Dang, dude. That's awesome, man. Way to go. So yeah, 5-minute breaker, and then I align the 5-minute with the 30-second. Let's see if this was any good. Yeah, anyway. This was your sweep. So here's a sweep, and then change state delivery. And then let's check out the standard deviations, right? I'd probably just target the second one. Align with these lows here. So I would just target this low. Or these equal lows, I guess you could say. This is a fire trade, actually. Dang, dude. Let's go. That's really impressive, actually. Once again, OTE, the buying the up close candle with an OTE. It's just something I notice. Okay. And then, yeah, this is how I would take this. You could enter on the close or the retest. I'll probably just do the retest. And then this is probably, I will say this is probably a inverse for value gap as well. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, it's impressive, man. Right down to the equal lows. And you can see we actually do go much further. We go ahead and hit the fourth standard deviation. Of course we do. And this is what I mean when I say the market's too perfect for it to ever be random. How many times do you see us go to the fourth standard deviation? Like every time, right? This precision, It's algorithmic. It's not random. I mean, yeah. So this is how you trade a market maker model, and I'm gonna make a video on this. You think? Maybe. I mean, I'm still working on my profitability. I mean, like I said, I've gotten payouts semi-profitable, but like I do stupid stuff all the time. So, and you can see how like a lot of these flow state trades end up being 4-to-1s because they go to the fourth standard deviation. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, once again, if I was taking this for real, I'd probably just target these equal lows. But just to mark it out, you know, I will just show that we did go to the fourth standard deviation. So 5-minute bearish breaker, and then 30-second change state delivery. Let's go ahead and mark it out like this. And we will look and see if this was an inverse fair value gap. It's hard, easier said than done. But you know what? We keep going, we keep pushing, and I do believe that I like going in going into these next few weeks, I'm hopefully gonna have some of the most disciplined trading that I've ever had. That's my hope. So I really do think that, especially with like, I don't know, I'm being a lot more consistent with my with working right now. So I don't feel dependent to make money from trading, because I think when you are dependent on trading for money, you know, it's just not good. So I'm just trying to like, you know, that I think that's important to have like a real job. So 12:15. This is a flow state retest, and this was a 5-minute breaker with a 30-second. 5-minute, 30-second. Sick. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if this was also an inverse fair value gap. And you could have also marked this out not as a 5-minute breaker, but as a 5-minute fair value gap. Might actually make more sense to do it as a 5-minute fair value gap, to be honest. Like, the only reason this breaker was even relevant is because of this fair value gap. That's sick. That's so good, man. That's awesome. $5K in funded account the last month. That's more than me, bro. That's really good. It's insane, actually. Yeah, 5-minute fair value gap. So, like I was saying, like this fair value gap is honestly like, the market doesn't care about the breaker that much. The market cares about the gap. The market cares about gaps. The breaker is just a side effect of that, the fact that there is a gap, right? So there was a sweep and then a gap. If it was minis, it would be 50K, dude. Could you imagine? Yeah, I want to get to the point where, like, you know, we can just trade personal and not have to worry about it at all. So, you know what? Here's something that I'm noticing. We had this inversion. This isn't bad. Now, I don't know for sure if I would take it, but I'm going to mark it out. Just to mark it out, right? We have a really nice sweep. So a sweep. Might have even been a 2-minute inversion, actually. Yeah, on the 2-minute, this is clean as can be. This is one of the most clean trades I've ever seen. I love this on the 2-minute. Absolutely love this. 5-minute fair value gap. Dude, this 2-minute inversion is clean. What the heck? Like this is a beautiful trade. Oh, was there SMT too? That would be nuts. No way. Oh, SMT with YM. Oh my gosh. Wait. Or is that equal highs? Oh, it might be equal highs actually. Okay, I wouldn't consider that SMT then. Still though, this inversion, like I know we're probably gonna at least go down to this. So there we go, inversion, sweep, and I'm gonna get rid of this. Let's keep it. Go 5 minute for value gap. So there's 5 minute for value gap. And so we're delivering from a for value gap. We get a beautiful inversion, and then we run down to go take out these low resistance lows. I like this, you know, I really do. This is probably a 1-to-1, and 1-to-1s are fantastic. So cool stuff. And I'd probably go break even pretty fast because it's just the kind of trader I am. I like going break even fast. So I'd probably go like this, and I'd probably go break even here. And this was 1-to-1, right? Yeah, this is 1-to-1, clean. I like 1-to-1s, so boom. 1-to-1 IFG, break even, and then TP, boom. So there we go. Let's go ahead and screenshot that. That's a nice one, to be honest. I just kind of wish there was SMT at the high, but still. 12-14 IFG. It's because, well, break even is for, it just goes, the whole point of break even is you want to go break even at a point where you know the market shouldn't return to break even. Because what is the whole point of an inverse for value gap, right? It's that you're buying that initial shift in momentum, essentially, is what it is. I mean, maybe you could argue it's something different, but for me, conceptually, you're buying that sweep and initial momentum shift. If it's coming back up to break even, why would I want to be in that trade still, right? The whole point of the trade was that it was getting that huge momentum shift towards whatever draw on liquidity we have. I don't see the point in taking a trade if it hits a point where I know we shouldn't come back to break even and it does. To me, that invalidates the trade. That's why personally I like break even. It's maybe not for everyone. Everyone's got their own trading style, but I think break evens make a lot of sense to me. So it's not necessarily go break even right at the first internal high or low. It's at, which for me it usually is, but what I try and say is like go break even at the point based off your back testing where you know that we shouldn't come back to break even, because the whole point of the trade is the whole momentum shift towards whatever drawn liquidity you have. If it's coming back up to your break even spot, it defeats the whole point. Like your whole trade's invalid. I just don't want to be in it anymore. So that's kind of my thoughts on break even. Obviously, everyone's got their own opinions on it, but that's just how I feel about it. 12:14 IPG. This was on the 2 minute. I like that. Cool. And this ended up going much lower. Like, wow. Could you imagine if you just held this to 5-1? Bro. It's crazy. It's personal preference though. Like for me, I don't necessarily just go break even whenever. I go break even where I'm at. It's at the point where I know we shouldn't come back to break even, because it's like, if it just invalidates the trade is essentially what I'm trying to say. But yeah, just for me at least it does. Dude, if you just imagine, sometimes you just look at trades like this where you get the inversion and it just kept going and you're like, bro, could you imagine you just went break even and held it? But I'm not taking trades like that, because I'm just trying to be profitable, just trying to be consistent. But it is kind of cool to see, like, oh yeah, if you just held it, that's 5-1. Anyway, here we get an inversion, and once again, I don't like these trades where we're like in a descending, like where we're descending. I don't know. It's just not my type of style. I prefer waiting for us to, I don't know. Like, if it's not convincing enough yet, we're gonna run the. This is good though. Undeniably, this is a good inversion. But I wouldn't. I'm trying not to take trades where it's not obvious that we're gonna run liquidity. And as well, like, there's a 3-minute gap, and on the 3-minute, it's very, very wicky. We don't actually inverse the 3-minute until we get this close. So the 2 minutes not even really valid. Actually, that's the main reason this failed. No, dude, no. Like, the more you're in the markets, the more you realize you just gotta take your piece of the pie and get out. You can't be greedy. Like, you want to, but you can't. You have to just take your win and leave. Like, I don't know, it just comes with time. Like, I personally just, you hate losing so much. You're just like, why would I, like, all you need to make money is 1-to-1s. So would you rather make money or would you rather be right? You don't need to try and be right all the time and hit grand slams. You just don't. It's just, the more you're in the market, the more you realize I'm just here not to be right, but I'm here to actually make money. And if I want to make money, I should just go for the easy base hits. So, but like I said, with this here, the 2-minute one, I wouldn't take the 2-minute anyways, because it's not obvious enough yet to me that we're going to go run liquidity. So I'm going to mark this out as a note. Obvious enough to me, the also 3-minute Let's go ahead and get rid of all this. Yeah, that's why I usually go anywhere between 1 to 2R. So I agree. I don't always go for 1-to-1s. Like, I do try and hit anywhere from 1 to 2R, but I just try and keep it realistic and high probability, because the more you go for grand slams, the more you're gonna lose, and losing sucks, man. The more, like, you realize, like, momentum is a huge thing in trading, and if you just lose over and over again, you get sick of it real fast. Yeah, exactly. It's not, I don't know, like, For me, like I mean, it might work for you. I'm not saying it doesn't, but for me, like over time, I used to like really want badly to hit higher R trades because I felt the same way. But you realize momentum's a big thing in trading, and if you're losing a lot, it it really takes a hit, and you start to just trade worse. I don't know. It's just how it works for me. I just need to just make my money and get out. I'm not here for grand slams. I'm here to actually make money. And the reality is you're trying to do something incredibly hard, right? You're trying to essentially beat the stock market. I mean, that you can't take that lightly. You can't just say, "Oh, I can just hit 5 to 1s like I am the greatest trader of all time." Like you have to be a little realistic and say what I'm doing is actually exceptionally hard, and if something I'm doing is exceptionally hard, I have to be at least a little realistic that I should just go for 1 to 1s or 1.5s or 2s. Cuz I don't know. Like I liked 1.5s and 2s cuz then if I take a loss, then I'm not set back the whole entire win, but still it's not easy. It's easier than it sounds. So, I mean it's harder than it's I don't even know. You get what I'm trying to say, but yeah. So this is crazy though, because the PM macro, this was like super nice for the PM macro. Like look how perfectly we run the liquidity during the PM macro here. It's cool. PM macro. So yeah, I think this inverse value gap on the 3-minute, unlike the 2-minute, makes a lot more sense because it actually looks like we're at least ready to go to this high. I like this 3-minute inversion a lot more than the 2-minute. I'm curious if there's SMT. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You're insane. You're a legend for that. I can't do that. Okay, this is how I would take this trade. Is I would go break even here. Or maybe here. I can't decide. Probably here. Break even here. And then I target this little consolidation LRLR type deal here. That's insane, man. Good job. So I target this LRLR. And yeah, I would just essentially take profit there. This is insane, dude. Is that how you made 5K? That's crazy. So yeah, I like this trade a lot because it is during the PM macro. And we do have a good break-even spot. And this is now the highest time frame gap, I believe. Yeah. So 3-minute. Yeah, yeah, you really are. It's crazy, dude. That is crazy. 13-12. 13-12. IFEG. 3-minute. Sick. I like this one. Once again, I want to screenshot the 2-minute one again, and I want to just emphasize the whole point that when this 2-minute inverses, look at the 3-minute gap. We do not close above on the 3-minute until we get this candle. So even though the 2-minute inverse is here, it's not valid because the 3-minute gap hadn't inversed yet. So this is very, very key to not taking losing trades like this, because this 2-minute inverses, but the 3-minute does not, and you have to be watching the highest time frame one. Unless it's really clear you're gonna run liquidity, then you can override it. But it's like usually you try not to do that. That's cool. That's crazy, dude. You are a living legend, man. You're a living legend. I don't know if you joined the Discord, but you should join the Discord and like, show your trades off and stuff more often, because that's sick. Just trying to build a cool community of people who all, are like-minded and stuff. I think it'd be cool to like, all share trades. So yeah. Once again, I'm gonna mark this out as like 2-minute. You would think the 2-minute's good, but it's not. You would think it's good, but the 3-minute has not inversed. So it's like, we can't be taking this. Alright, let's go. I know I kind of already commented on this, but I want to make it a little better of a comment. So, screenshot. 2-minute, not valid. 3-minute, needed. 2 inverse. Okay. Yeah. Let's see, what else can we look at here? I love the flow states where it's just a regular fair value gap and then a change in state delivery. I mean, it doesn't get more clean than that. Like, it's just very straightforward. I like trades like that. Like, this is a 15-minute fair value gap. I'm wondering if this was a 1-minute change state delivery. Oh, yeah. Whoa, this is kind of cool, actually. I like this trade, actually, a lot. You could take this as a... So this is interesting. So 15-minute for value gap. There's not really an obvious change state delivery all through here. So I know that we sweep this low, but where is the change state delivery? It's not obvious. And this, you could take this, and this would actually still work. But once again, I'm trying to take the obvious change state delivery. So I would probably wait until we got this. Right here, I know we're ready to go run liquidity. Right here, when we get this change state delivery, I know we're ready. So I would wait for that one. This one, yeah, it's a change state delivery, but I prefer the obvious one. I always prefer the obvious one. And at this point, like, we have just such good generated liquidity. I know we're gonna go run all this. This is an A+ trade. Sick. Let's go. Dude, this is a nice trade, because like, how many times does this fail where you have such good generated liquidity like this and you get the change day delivery? It's not often where it's just super generated like this. It usually doesn't fail. So I like this a lot. 15-minute fair value gap. And once again, this was the PM macro, 1310 until 1340. Well, I'm looking at this all wrong. What? What do you mean? This is, I like this. I'd probably go like this. Okay. I think this is pretty obvious to me. Like I said, you could take this 1 minute change state delivery here, and this also would have worked. But like, I like to wait for the obvious one, right? This is when we get this one. This is where I'm like, okay, it's obvious we're gonna go run liquidity at this point. That's just what I'd like to do. You can disagree with that all you want, and you can trade your way, and I'll trade my way. It's what it is. It is what it is. I like to wait for the obvious break, and then you can go like here. Actually, this would be 2 to 1. So that's the cool part about this, is this would be 2 to 1. So yeah, I'll take a look at your stats for sure. I like this. This is nice. Okay, flow state. State close. 15-minute. Films, dude. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I love you though, but like, I don't know you, but like, I I don't know what you're talking about, man. This is a pretty nice trade. I don't know if you're talking about like the trade I just marked out or a trade I marked out earlier, but I have no idea what you're talking about, man. And once again, like, yeah, you could have taken this 1 minute one here. There's nothing really too wrong with that. This would have worked as well. I'm not saying anything against taking this one. But what I am saying is I play things very conservative. And I like to wait for the absolute most obvious change state delivery because I hate losing. I hate losing, right? And when you start to hate losing with a passion, you're going to take what's obvious to you, right? I like to take the change state delivery when it's undeniably obvious. Like, yeah, the market's ready to go run liquidity. Like, I know at this point, when we break out of this trend line here, that we're going to go run through all these highs. That's just from market experience. So, I mean, you can trade your way, I'll trade my way. Um, 15-minute. Wait, what time was this at? 13:14. Flow state close. And I love how he says, yeah, he says I'm doing it wrong, but he doesn't explain how I'm doing it wrong. He just says I'm doing it wrong. I love that. That's kind of funny. Okay, here we go. 13:14, flow state close, 15-minute, 1 minute, save. And also, like, you know, you could take this as simply just a change state delivery. Like, I like trades where it's like, if I just understand conceptually, like, we're going to go run liquidity, that's all I need to know. Like, is the market ready to go run liquidity or not? Because I trade liquidity. I trade conceptually understanding liquidity. So, to be honest, you would, if you didn't even know this fair value gap was here, you could probably still understand, like, we're going to go run this liquidity. Because when we get this change state delivery, it's just so obvious we're going to go run these highs. And you can go break even here too. This is what I mean when I say trade the chart or trade liquidity, not a specific rigid. You got to think outside the box when you're trading. You can't think, oh, I have to trade this way because this is exact. Like, you got to think conceptually, like, where's the liquidity? Well, it's right here. It's right here, the trend line here. So when they get this 1 minute change of state delivery, I'm like, okay, we're ready to go run liquidity. There we go. Boom. Yeah, dude, this is a nice long. Like, even if you didn't understand there was a 15-minute fair value gap here, when you get this change state delivery, it's like, bro, we're going to run these highs. And it actually goes much higher than that. But, yeah, this is a nice long. So we're going to go ahead and just mark this out as a regular change state delivery trade. So what time was this at? 13:15. 15, change state delivery, 1 minute. And yeah, like, I just trade liquidity. Like, I know, like, I trade based off of, is the market ready to go run liquidity or not? And also, you go break even here. So I'm going to screenshot this. You did? Sick. That's awesome, man. Way to go. Very cool. PM macro. You caught this in Asia? This didn't happen in Asia, though. This happened at 1:15 p.m. I don't know. Wait, like, did you catch something similar in Asia? Or, like, what do you mean? Or did you catch this in Asia? Or you probably just caught something similar, I'm guessing. Like, maybe, like, I don't know. Well, you probably just got something similar. But yeah. Let's go ahead and re-screenshot this. 13:10. You know what? We'll mark out that this was like a sweep as well. So I'm going to mark out this as a sweep. And then we got like a lower time frame one in here. Oh, nice. He's trading futures without his adjusting for contract changes settings set up in TradingView. Once he makes those adjustments, his entire price will change, making his levels not work. Dude, I have no idea what you just said, but bro, I trade every day. And I promise you the levels don't change. I promise you the levels will always stay the same. Like, it doesn't... Okay, if I go on Tradeovate and the exact number isn't the same, I don't care. I trade the chart, not the exact number. So I go off of... If the chart in Tradeovate says, okay, we got the 1 minute close, I'm looking on that chart. If the chart here says the 1 minute close happened, I'm going off of this chart. I'm not thinking like, oh... It's when this number hits this number. Like, no, I look at the chart. I don't, like, I get what you're saying a little bit, but also, I'm not dumb. I don't know. I don't even know if I do actually know what you're saying, to be honest. But, you know, I'm just trying to, yeah. I do think this makes sense. I think this trade is fine. Actually, I think it's good. So let me go ahead and re-screenshot this. And boom, save. Like, dude, every time I go on the charts, I'm telling you, like, you don't need to overcomplicate it. I don't know what setting you're talking about, but like, I'm gonna be able to execute this trade whether I know what you're talking about or not. The chart is gonna stay the same. The chart is the chart. I execute these trades on, like, I'm able to trade. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm telling you it doesn't matter. Is what I'm trying to say, because I take trades without that setting on all the time. So I just maybe just don't understand what you're saying. Not like, yeah, that just might be what it is, because I have no idea really what you said. So that we backtested quite a bit from Friday. Do we want to move on to a different day? Or should we look at, let's see here. Man, I liked this. It's unfortunate this was break even for me, but it is what it is. I mean, is there anything within here? Can't tell, to be honest. If it's not obvious, I don't take it. So, I will say that. Nothing obvious. It's irrelevant to me. Let's go ahead and keep moving backwards. Figure out if there's any other trades. Maybe within Asia or London, just to get more back testing in. Here, this is interesting. There might have been a flow state within here. 5 minute for value gap. And then we sweep out this low. And then we sweep out this like low here. So 5 minute for value gap. Let's go ahead and see if there was a 30-second change to the delivery. I'm just trying to figure out like you could take this. It's just price action is terrible. I probably wouldn't take it if I'm being honest. And it's just not obvious to me that we're gonna run liquidity. But I just wanted to look at this. Like, if price action looks like this, I guarantee you I'm not trading. But I do think it's interesting that this did actually still, you know, do its thing. And you can see, once again, perfectly up to the 4th standard deviation. It's like, every single time, how many times do you see we go perfectly to the 4th standard deviation? It's like, you can't tell me it's not algorithmic. Come on, man. It's so perfect. It's so perfect. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't. You can never. You classify ITH if price trades into small for value gap like 2 pips and move away. Internal high. I would say like if anything that's an internal high is anything that's like a swing high. Like, I don't know. I try not to overcomplicate it too much. I'm not sure I totally understand what you're saying though, but like, I just try and like whatever I see is like an internal high, like If it looks like internal liquidity, then I mark it out as internal. If it looks like this, for me, this would be like, this would be more internal liquidity. This would be external. That's just how I would see it. Maybe someone else would see it differently, and that's okay. But let's go ahead and see if there was anything on Thursday. So this is interesting, actually. There might have been a 1 hour fair value gap off all the way over here. Intermediate term high. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. I just I don't know if I was like super sure. I just classify intermediate term high as just like I just don't overcomplicate it. I don't know the exact definition of it, if you're asking me that, to be honest. I just try and just go off of what it looks like. I mean, maybe that's not the best perfect definition, but so this is like 1 hour for value gap, sweep, and then I wouldn't take this. I'm just noting it because I don't know. But bearish CISD. And I bet you we go right to the fourth standard deviation. Yeah, yep, right in between the fourth and the fifth one. Wait, let's see if this makes more sense on the 15-minute. See, I wouldn't take that because it's just not obvious to me, right? If it's not obvious to me, I don't really like taking trades. So maybe this was like more of like a 4 hour. Once again, it's not obvious to me. I'm not going to try and force a trade within there if it's not obvious to me. Just go move on. What are your thoughts on gold? Yeah, sure, we can take a look at gold. I mean, I was in the middle of looking at NASDAQ, but we can definitely take a look at gold. So, like, right now, what are my thoughts on gold? Let's see. Let's maybe pull up silver so we can look for S&Ts. You just took a short? That's crazy. So yeah, I'm take what I say as just a grain of salt, because like I'm just trying to get better and I get stuff wrong all the time. Looks like a bull run. This is crazy. This is a crazy bull run for gold. I did not know gold was doing this. Can you show us internal high and internal low marked up on your charts 1 hour according to experience? Yeah, I'll just give you what I would say is intermediate versus what I would. I mean, once again, like it's not like I don't know the exact definition, but like here's a good example. Like it's trying to, like, I don't want to say something that's not correct is why I'm so hesitant, right? I don't want to say something that's not correct, but the way that I see liquidity is I just see them as two kinds, personally. So take what I'm saying with a serious grain of salt, because it's like, it's not like coming from anyone other than me. But the way I see liquidity is I see it as either have short-term highs or long-term highs, right? And a lot of the time when I'm looking to take a flow state or like like any kind of like change state delivery trade, like I look for both kinds of highs to be swept. Like I'll look for instance, trying to find a good example. Like for instance here, like we sweep out this low, but then we also take out this low. And both of these to me are somewhat liquidity sweeps. This one less of a liquidity sweep because this is more like, I don't know. It doesn't look as much as an obvious liquidity sweep as this does, but I would call this like an external low and this an internal low. I don't know. That's not the best example I could have used, but I don't know. Gold is real money, does well when credit goes bad. Yep, so gold is safe haven. Now shorting it is not a good edge. Yeah. Yeah, dude, gold's going crazy. What is going on? And so is Bitcoin. Wait, can we talk about Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin's about to go back up to... I will look at gold. I will. Because on Bitcoin, we inverse this fair value gap. Check this out, right? We inverse this fair value gap. And on Bitcoin, we have good low resistance highs here, right? So, to be determined whether we keep going higher, but this isn't bad, I would say. But we'll see. Like, once again, like, it's possible we just sweep this high and then go lower. Okay, let's go look at gold now. Gold. Okay, so, dude, I never look at gold. So this is kind of, like, tricky for me. I mean, it looks like I can't believe this chart. Like, it looks like it's just gone parabolic for, like, almost 7 years. Or, looks like it. Yeah, what he said, dude. I don't even know the definition of one, to be honest. Like, I just try and use reasonable common sense. But well, that's something I should probably look into and make a video on at some point. I should, but so anyway, what do I think of gold? I don't even know what I think of gold. It's just like it looks like it's going parabolic, man. I mean, it's just like that's the most basic dumb thing I could say, but it's true. Let's see here. Well, we had this. This is like a weekly fair value gap, right? Yeah, we have this weekly fair value gap. Looks like. So here we go. Weekly fair value gap. And why does the chart look like this? Why does the chart look like so glitchy? I don't actually know. Maybe someone can explain that to me. I don't know why it looks like that. And then like right here, you kind of got your change state delivery. Man, I'm not sure. I don't know about gold. It's like I just don't know. We hit this first standard deviation. We'll probably go to the fourth one, but once again, like, dude, I don't know. If I'm being honest. Weekly fair value gap, 4-hour change state delivery. I don't know. It's also possible we need to come down because this is a giant range, right? I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at it anymore because I don't even really look. like trade gold that much, so or like at all really, unless it's like something obvious like this. See how we sweep this low? Actually, let's talk about this. Like this is something like even though I wouldn't trade gold, this is something where I'm like, oh, I know this signature and price. We swept out a low, and we inverse a fair value gap. Right? This is one like a lot of time, like most of the time, you have to realize trading is like if you don't know what's happening, most of the time trading is doing nothing. It's only acting once you know you actually do have an edge. Like when if I don't see anything that makes sense, I'm not going to try and create a narrative out of nothing. But whereas here, this is a signature in price I've seen thousands of times. And I know when we inverse this gap and we have all this generated highs here, we're going to explode. And so this is why trading is so hard for so many people, is because it's hard to do nothing. It's hard to do nothing when, you know, like you always want to come up with a trade. But the reality is, if you can just do nothing until something actually makes sense to you, you're going to be so profitable. So for instance, I would just do nothing, and then once price inverses this gap, it's like, boom, we're going to go, let's go. You know what I mean? And this is rocket fuel. As I always say, generated highs like this are always rocket fuel. So anytime you see us have generated highs and an inversion, we'll probably go up like twice as high. We'll probably go to the second standard deviation. You can see we go exactly to the second standard deviation, actually. That's crazy. It is so hard to do nothing, man. This is a pretty crazy 4-hour trade on gold, though. If I have to say, this is pretty cool. Right up to the second standard. Now, I almost certainly would not do that, because why? Like, I just like 1.5 to 1s. I'd probably just go like this. But like, it is kind of cool. Like, you could have held this all the way for 3 to 1 if you wanted to. I wouldn't. I'd probably just go like that. But look it up. I'm just looking as it affects supply and demand levels. Films was gone for like 20 minutes, and then he just shows up again and I'm sorry. I thought we talked about this, like, I thought we were over this a while ago. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Look it up, though. I'm just looking as it affects supply and demand levels. Adjusting for contracts matters significantly when trading futures due to a mechanism called mark-to-market. Yeah, well, whenever I enter a trade, I always calculate the contracts. For instance, right? Let me screenshot this first, and then I'll show you. So the way I do when I take a trade, I'm not just blindly buying the same amount of contracts. I have a specific amount of risk put into my tool, and then based off of that risk, so for instance, for me across my funded accounts, that's $200 per trade. So let's go. It's 3:30. Dang, this was the middle of the night. 3:30. Got to go back over, switch it to gold. What date was this on? 3:30. Wait. I swear, we will talk about what I was just talking about. I won't lose my train of thought. At least I'll try not to. June 7th. Wait. No, this was April 9th. Wow, that was a long time ago. 4/9/25 Wednesday. And then we will go ahead and screenshot this. I think we already did. Yeah, we already did. Yeah, back to gold. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing. 4/9. So this was at 3:30, 4 hour. 3:30 IFG 4 hour. Sick. That's literally all I'm gonna put there. So, I'll show you exactly how I know how many contracts to buy when I'm taking a trade, right? I have no idea what Films is even saying at this point. I'm trying to understand so bad, and I have no idea. Okay, let's say I was taking. Let's just find like some basic trade, right? Like the most basic trade you could possibly take. Oh, this is the perfect example. This is one of my favorite trades. Look at this beautiful inversion. Yeah, there we go. Inversion, and then long. So what I have in here is within my tool, I have in here set up that I want to risk $200 per trade. So I move this where I want to put my stop loss, and it's going to tell me, okay, quantity is 0.4. Now, obviously, you can't buy 0.4 of NQ, but what you can, but I automatically, in my head, I'll do the calculation to turn that into micros. So that would just be 0.4 times 10, which is 4. Because I like looking at the real NQ chart, not the micro chart. I don't know. If there's a slight difference, I'd rather at least like be looking at the real chart. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right thing to do, but that's how I do it. Anyway, they're essentially the same chart, so it's not like it matters. But since I know I want to risk $200 on my account, I plug in. I have $200 set up, and I put in here. I put the stop loss where I want to put it. And it's like, okay, you need to buy 4 micro contracts. And so then I'll enter 4 micro contracts. And stop loss will go here. And then I'll just, take the trade. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if that helped you or not, but that's what I do. We could go back to gold. We could continue looking at other trades. What do you guys want to do? We only backtested Friday. We have the whole week. We still need to backtest. This is one of my favorite trades of all time, though. Like, when do you ever see this fail, guys? If you have an inversion like this, and you have this trend line liquidity, when do you ever see this fail? Never. I've never seen this fail in my entire life. This is like literally a money printer right here. This is a setup that you just see and you're like you don't even feel bad if you full port. I'm just kidding. Don't full port, guys. Don't do it. But yeah. Anyway, let's go to Thursday and see if there's any opportunities on Thursday. Should probably wrap up the stream soon, though, maybe. I don't know. I'm actually curious how many people are watching. I'm trying not to check because it definitely makes me stream differently. If I'm thinking like, oh wow, there's 15 people watching me. Like, I definitely do not stream the same. There's 6. That's crazy. So I guess Saturday backtesting sessions are the move. I guess people like the Saturday backtesting sessions. Anna has 6 likes too. That's cool. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, I try not to look at that because it messes with me. It totally messes with me. Okay. Let's go ahead and try and find some trades from Thursday. I'm curious. Oh, I remember this on Thursday. This 3-minute inversion. It was nice. And I was just being super cautious, but this ended up going and working. And if you took it good, I didn't, because it was just like I prefer trades like this. Like, I prefer the ones where it's like, okay, yeah, we have generated liquidity here and here, and it's just like more than obvious. I just hate taking risks. Like, even if there's like any less % chance that something isn't gonna work, I don't take it, because the reality is, if all I need is one trade, one 1-to-1 trade a week, and I can make $4,000 a week, why would I do it for anything less than that? Because if I can make $4,000 a week just off of 1-to-1, I'm gonna do it. Like I'd rather take the trade that I know is gonna work, and not ever have to. Like I'd much rather take this one time across all my accounts, and then never have to trade again for the whole week. Like it just makes your life so much easier if you can just have patience to where even if you're pretty sure something's gonna work, if you're not, like it's undeniable, then just don't take it, because I mean you don't need a lot of volume to be a trader. You just need to strategically win when it matters. Oh, do you use TradeZilla using Cave Trader? I I don't use TradeZilla, but I kind of just have my own spreadsheet. But maybe I should. Do you recommend it? I don't know much about it, to be honest. Like at all. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much super obvious within Thursday's price action. It kind of just looks like a little bit of a mess. Yeah, I already talked about this on Thursday. I liked this inversion. This 2-minute inversion was really nice. And you have a good break-even point either here or here or here. So this 2-minute inversion was pretty good. And so was this, once again, but I just, I was being extra careful when I was on the charts, and if I'm any unsure at all, then I'm not going to do it. And the reason I was unsure is because when we close, we do kind of like wick this high into this consolidation. And like, even though we have S&T, like I just want to be extra careful. I don't know. I'm really sick of losing, and I really don't want to lose my accounts right now. Like, I'm really just trying to be conservative as much as possible and do everything in my power not to lose my accounts. And if that means just playing safe and being smart, then I'm going to do that. Yes, you can backtest in TradeZilla using TradingView that built in, and it saves your trading and shows drawdown and P and L curve. Oh, that's kind of sick. You can also store live trades there as well. I'll have to look into it, dude. That sounds kind of cool. We haven't backtested a trade in a minute. Once again, though, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this one, but this 1-minute trade might be one of my favorite trades of all time. I mean, when we have a gap like this and we inverse this, when do you see this fail? When you just have all of these generated highs, when do you see this fail? This never fails. Like, you never see this fail. I mean, guys, it's a money printer right here. I never see trades like this fail, where you just inverse, and then, like, you can just tell the market's ready to go run liquidity. Anyway, the hard part about this is I have actually looked at most of this price action because I've been doing market recaps every day. So maybe we should look at gold. I don't know. I feel like I've looked at most of this. And once again, this one, I'd be careful with this one because I hate taking these inversions where you're just descending, especially when you're descending towards a giant consolidation like that. So I'd just like to be extra careful. So, but in all, this was definitely fine. But like I said, if I'm any unsure at all, I go lean to the side of not taking. If this had better highs to go take out, I would love this, right? But I don't, like, what are you targeting, right? I don't know. You're targeting a fair value gap here. I don't know. I feel like we looked at most everything for the day. for Friday, and then also the past few days. What do you guys think? What should we do? Should I just call it? I might just call it a stream, and we'll backtest more. I'm gonna try and do my backtesting streams later in the days now, guys, so that way more people can join them, and also because I am like officially gonna start working full time for my dad at his apartments, so I can just not have to rely on trading for money, because if you rely on trading for money, it's not good. Like, it's going to basically force you into emotional states that you shouldn't be in, because as a trader you should be completely emotionless. And so that's where I want to be. I want to get to the point where I can be fully sustainable as a professional trader, and not just having it be just like income on the side. I'd rather be like really actually like really profitable, and that's going to require having other sources of income other than trading. So my point with saying all this is I'm going to do this backtesting streams every day later in the day, like 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 Mountain Time or something like that, which would be 7 to 9 Eastern Time. So hopefully more people can join them. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, let me know how I can improve my videos as always, and what else you guys want to see from me. I'm hopefully gonna be a lot more consistent coming up here, so that should be good. I'm really planning on it. So, and I keep just making myself a little bit more consistent, tweaking things. But I think I'm gonna call it a stream, because I feel like we backtested most of Friday, and that was basically what I wanted to do, was backtest Friday. I already backtested most of the other days this week, so. All right, cool. Can you check my TradeZella stats before logging off? How do I do that? TradeZella. So I just type in TradeZella, look at it. Let's see. How do I do it, dude? Did you send the link in the Discord? Okay, in the Discord trading floor. Okay, we'll go look at that. And then I'll go to bed because I'm tired. Sick, dude. This is awesome, man. This is so good. You're killing it. Way to go. Awesome stuff. This is what professional trading looks like. Way to go. Yeah, you're probably doing better than me right now, because I just do stupid stuff sometimes, but like I in the past I was doing really good, and that was just because that was when I was most disciplined, and I'm trying to get that discipline back. So, but yeah, we're all just getting better together. It's a journey. And with that, I will end the stream. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we will be back next week. Look, thanks, man. Looks at the bottom. Zella score? I don't know what you're talking about, but either way, it's mad impressive, bro. All right, I will see you guys later.